Hey guys, Matt from Butcher Shop Taxidermy here. We are back at Chuck's again, and we're going to do a little molding video for you today. We got these the buffalo that you saw that I sculpted a while back ago, and Chuck has a deer that he sculpted forever ago and just did the finished sculpting on not too long ago. So we're going to be making molds on those and learning how to make mannequins. So stay tuned. This is going to be the first part of a series of those, and yeah, you'll be able to follow along all the trials and tribulations and failures and successes, whatever may come of it. So here we go, let's check it out.
We're mixing our gel coat. So this process is 50-50, well, not quite 50-50 Bondo and fiberglass resin. Now here Matt's getting ready to mix up his with the callus. It's an important safety tip too. Make sure you catalyze it.
Yeah, don't forget to put your hardener in there,
or you'll be waiting all day.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't have a tendency to set up without the setup agent in there.
Right. On Matt's buffalo, we're making a 3-piece mold. So we'll make this, whatever side this is.
That would be the right side.
First.
The starboard side.
Starboard. Then we'll do the port side. We'll have to pull the dam off now. And then we'll do, when we make this and this, we'll have the back plate for the top piece.
Yeah.
And we decided to make our release piece sort of like the top of if you was putting a head block on. Because you can't make a 2-piece mold when you got locks automatically on it.
Yeah, those horns will mess you up.
Flip around here, because I'm going to do this too. Here's an example of that. This 2-piece mold on our button buck. You know, I pulled off all the clay. We did the gel coat. I'm skipping a little bit because we kind of skipped it. Okay, did I miss any spot?
I don't think so. It's running off a little bit in spots.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. It looks good to me.
Okay. Another thing I should point out, we shellacked the backboard and PVA'd all this way out. Because if you dip under here, which we can't do or we'll show later, this will be the, you know.
Yep.
This is gonna be our mold. One thing I want to say, well, a lot of things I want to say, but without being put on a terrorist watch list. But anyway, if you guys do this for an exercise, just for fun, I believe that you will come to realize actually how inexpensive the mannequins really are.
Yeah, for sure.
When you see what it takes to make one, to make the mold, and how long it takes to recover the money. I mean, I realize we're not set up to do this in bulk. This is all what we call an exercise. You know, we've made like 5.
Yeah.
And we're getting better at it. And if we went into business, we would have to buy rolls of fiberglass and 55-gallon drums of fiberglass. And 100,000 Jippo brushes and like that, right? And but really, it'll give you a good understanding. And then you'll also understand when there's a schnugger or a, like Frager likes to call it a ooh ick spot when some guy says ooh ick, look at that.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do this? Well, when you spend all this time sculpting it and you're only human and you miss some spot or it gets, you know what I mean, or you're not gonna like tear the whole thing apart. You know, this is just a starting block.
Yep.
And you can fix anything with a little clay or something, you know, so you're supposed to be able to know how to fix it too.
Yep,
you know?
absolutely. It's only going to be foam.
Right, it's only a piece of foam, so. All right, we're going to let this tack up, and then we're going to go to the next step.
All right. You see we're getting our resin and fiberglass mat together. We're going to start doing part of the mold on this guy and the other half of the mold on our little deer we're working on here, and we'll see where we can go.
And wait a minute, let's show them this.
All right, there's your roll of fiberglass.
So basically, you just tear random different pieces, and sometimes if you get real thick fiberglass, sometimes we will split it.
Mm-hmm.
But on this one, I'm not going to split it. I'm going to do like 6 layers of a regular thickness. And that'll be good enough. And
Sounds
then
good.
you need to make some kind of system. Like sometimes you can lay it all out first, you know, because you want to make sure you're not building up one part a 1/2 inch thick and the other part a 1/8 inch thick, like
yeah, you want it to be uniform.
like somebody did when he was learning how to mold. So, you know,
Can't imagine who that was.
I don't know, but the idiot kept doing the same, celebrating. He was so happy over on one end, and then he'd forget what end he started on and go backwards. So I'm going to go on this one from the front to the back.
It's a good method.
And this one's going to be more tricky because we got a few little dips and wooies in corners.
Yep.
So probably be best to start up here and work forward.
Yeah.
But like the guy who taught me said, after 100 of them, I might know what I'm doing. So
maybe.
We'll see.
All right.
Okay, so our thing's getting tacky down. And I started back here because of obvious the vertical part. And what I did, kind of got ahead of Matt a little bit because my thing started kicking over here. I actually brushed a layer of fiberglass resin onto the wood so that when I started putting up my pieces, it would kind of hold it to that.
There you go.
You know, now you see the little the hollows. Now we're pushing the glass in. It's exactly like making a bicycle seat. Okay, exactly, except more complicated.
It's exactly the same, only different.
Yeah, well, it's the same principle.
Yeah, you're just doing fiberglass.
Yeah.
Anybody that's done fiberglass, whether it be on a mannequin or on a car or whatever, a boat, it's the same process. You put your glass down and
Exactly. So now
paint your resin in there.
what I'm going to do is, and then Matt's going to start the other one.
Yep, we'll start the buffalo here in a second.
So I'm taking, and I'm going to work on this one from the back forward. Start laying my even out, you know, as even as you can,
Yeah.
so you don't like lose your place. Like I said,
Yeah. Us lose our place?
never.
I can't imagine.
Nope. So because we're going to do a certain amount of layers,
Yeah.
so as even as we can get it. Now the principle is, like, we got this still tacky, our gel coat. So that's going to help bond, because in theory, if you let your gel coat kick and then you lay your resin on, you know, your fiberglass,
Mm-hmm.
you could kind of, you know, pull the layers apart.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Well, someone that's way smarter than me told me that,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna believe him.
Yeah, probably a good decision. He's been doing it for a little bit.
Yeah. He's the one that told me that maybe after 100, you know,
Yep.
we might start to call ourselves mold makers. So here a little bit, when this does this, I'll try to glue it down just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before I add my other piece. Because then if you get too carried away, see, like, it's going to want to pop up on you and move around.
Yep.
And so, but you can work the little imperfections out. And it's best to do this all in one day. Just dedicate, you know,
Yeah.
the day. And the theory is we're supposed to have multiples of these, so that will be, you know, so that we won't be hung up
Yeah.
on one day, you know, waiting around like we learned a little bit today.
Yeah, you'll have more to show than just the one you're working on. You won't have to hurry up and wait quite as much. You can wait on all of them in different stages.
Right. Which, if we're successful at this, it will be future videos. And if we're not, we'll just pretend we never did this. And you'll never hear from us again.
You'll never know.
Right? Okay, and then Matt, can you get around here? This is a good thing. See how it's like you're gonna just tamp it down. So you got the undercut of the chin,
Mm-hmm.
right? So tap it. Tap, 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 tap. Right? And I'm at here at the nose. I want to go around there. See how that's starting to lay down?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to put the rest on. And then I'm just going to build and build and build.
That's sticky.
But yeah, that's what happens.
Don't rest your arm on the backboard right there. It's
Hey,
sticky.
I've been known to look like that. You should have seen the first one. And Fraser, he doesn't have a camera or nothing, you know. So, but apparently I looked like one of these.
I can't imagine that Chuck Testa made a mess.
Oh, that was a good one too, dude. That was one of my champion messes. And then
I refuse to believe it.
well, you shouldn't. Okay. So, now I'm going to go for it. And then when I get this all covered, I'm going to add another layer. And I'm going to do this 6 times. And like I said earlier in our video, do a couple of these before you bitch out your, you know, research that they charge. You know, I can't believe they charge as little as they do, believe it or not. Seriously.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now, for those that don't know, which is probably a lot, I've actually been behind the scenes on many mannequins that are in research, as Matt can testify to. Since he's been hanging around me, he's had the dubious honor of cleaning skulls for Mike.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those mannequins, especially the like the Watusi, the Tule elk, a lot of the you know, several. I can't even know how many came out. The red deer that are coming.
Yep.
Came out of here. What else came out of here?
Geez,
some
I don't
really
even know.
random shit too, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. The ShamWows.
Oh yeah.
Too many to remember actually now to think about it. So when we get something. Oh, I think the new goats too, right?
Yeah, probably. Alright, so there you can see Chuck's mold is done. He just got to drill his holes after it kicks, and once it's all the way set up, you can drill those holes and put the bolts in. And after we pop it off the board, and then we can pour us a deer. Pretty cool. And over here you can see mine is this third of it is done. We still have the other side and the top to do, but that's the basic idea. We'll check back in once we're ready to pour these guys, and we'll show you a thing or two.